Really fast as we jump into this video, guys, I just want to say a thank you from me, Wes, and Zach. We had no idea there would be so much support when we launched Grand Theft Central. We've all been fans of GTA for a long time, and we decided to launch this channel and build it up, and you guys are blowing it away. We're probably going to hit 1,000 subs by the time this video goes up, so thank you. And you've seen these lists before. Cars are a huge part of GTA Online, and you've probably ranked your favorite ones. Well, today we're going to do that. We're going to go over the 10 best supercars in the game right now. Now, you give me your list. You let us know if we got it right or wrong. Drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's start off with the Grotti X80 Proto. Now, this is, I like to call it a stylish car from a popular sports car manufacturer, Grotti. Now, the X80 Proto is based on the real-world Ferrari F80, and it's going to carry a hefty price tag, just like a real Ferrari would, right? The X80 Proto will get you up to about 127 miles per hour, speeding far beyond most of the cars in the game, but it's also going to cost you around $2.7 million, just a cool 2.7 mil. It's only available at Legendary Motorsport, but can be stored in the personal garage and modded at Los Santos Customs. So that's a good thing, right? And we're just getting started. Next up is the Pegassi Toros. It's a relatively new car that was added to GTA Online in late 2018 as part of the Arena War update. I say new, 2-3 years old, but you guys know what I mean. Now, the Pegassi is modeled after the Lamborghini Urus and the Audi Q8. You can definitely see the influence. It's a tad bigger than other cars on the list, and it's noticeably cheaper. It's kind of like a super ultra fast family car, maybe. Plenty of room in the back, so your boys can tag along on your next heist. The Toros will cost you just under $500,000, $500,000, no big deal at Legendary Motorsports, but it will also get you up to 127.5 miles per hour, and it has a nice 8-gear shift box. So the brakes aren't great, but other than that, this is a pretty good car. At number 8 today, the Grotti GTO. Now, this car was also added to the game as part of the Arena War update, and it's barely faster than the other one. Lots of fast cars came late 2018 for some reason. Now, this GTO Grotti is based on the Ferrari 812 Superfast, and as you'd expect, yes, it's super fast. The car can get up to, same, 127.75 miles per hour, but it's going to cost you a lot more than the Pegassi. Now, the GTO is going to set you back $1.9 million, but it's also, it has a base resale value of $1.1 million, so it's not impossible to flip it. It's not, although I wouldn't be too interested in reselling this one because it's actually way cooler to drive this one around. It may be the 8th fastest car in the game, but I think it's one of the coolest looking ones hands down. You guys let me know if you agree or disagree. Next up is the overflawed Entity XXR. And this is based on the real world one, the K1. The Entity XXR is an extremely expensive car, but it looks really cool. If you're looking at these cars from, a utilitarian point of view, this one probably isn't the best purchase. But if you're a completionist, yeah, you probably want it in your garage. The Entity is available at Legendary Motorsport for $2.3 million, but it also has an impressive top speed of 128 miles per hour. Plus, like I said, it looks and it sounds like a beast. And ultimately, that's what matters the most in GTA Online. So in terms of speed to money ratio, that's a thing. The XXR isn't that smart of a purchase. But if you're looking for the coolest cars around and you don't care about the price tag, which most of you probably don't, here it is. At number 6 today, the Invitero Coquette D10. Now, it's based on the real-world Chevy Corvette C8. And this one, the D10, was added to the game very recently in August of 2020. It's part of the big summer update. The D10 looks very sleek, and it certainly turns some heads as you're driving down the road way above the speed limit. And just about how above the speed limit, you ask, because everybody wants to know the speeds. Well, the D10 has a max speed of about 130 miles per hour. It's the fastest car we've talked about so far, and it has really good control thanks to the 8-gear shifter as opposed to the normal 5 or 6 that a car like this would normally have. The D10 will set you back about $1.5 million, I think, but you'll get a ton of mileage out of it. So yes, expensive, but on the cheaper side of this list, I guess, if you're concerned about that thing, which once again, I don't think any of you are at all. Now we've reached the top 5. The Bravado Banshee 900R. Despite being in the top 5, this car is actually one of the cheapest on the list. But don't let that fool you. The 900R is based on the real-world Hennessy Viper Venom 1000. Man, I remember that car. It's a lesser-known car, but it was awesome. The Bravado Banshee is available at Legendary Motorsports for only $565,000, right? But there's some upgrades available for another $100K or so. So if you got some extra cash, Put it into it. Soak it in. The Banshee 900R can get up to 131 miles per hour, and it's a two-seater with 5 gears, so not as much space or control as other cars on the list. But if you want a cheaper option that still gets you from point A to point B stupid fast, the Banshee 900R fits the bill. At number 4 today, the Principal Deveste 8. Based on the real-world Mazda Foray, I hope I said that right, the Deveste 8 was added to the game as part of the 2019 Arena War update, and has since become a very, very sought-after prize to be won. Although you can't win it, you have to buy it at Legendary Motorsport, but that's okay. The Deveste comes in this bright yellow finish, and it looks a bit like Bumblebee by default, which is fine. It won't transform into a giant robot, but it will get you up to almost 132 miles per hour, making it the 4th fastest car in the entire game. Now, it's a 6-gear, 2-seater, so don't expect to be driving your buddies around, but you should expect to pay a hefty price tag. $1.795 million. Yep, almost $1.8 million. Now, it has plenty of mods available at Los Santos Customs, so you can go nuts in that department. At number 3, the Pfister 811. Now, by default, the 811 was one of the coolest paint jobs in the entire game. Shiny, dark green hue to it. I like it. Now, based on the Porsche 918 hypercar, the Pfister 811 has been in the game for almost 5 years now, and it still holds its title as one of the fastest you can get your hands on. This thing will cost you $1.1 million, which is on the cheaper side of this list, and it's going to get you almost to 133 miles per hour at max. The Pfister is definitely a juicy car to have in your garage, and it's worth a look if you've got some money to burn and free space in your garage. If you guys want to take pictures of your best cars, we would love to see them. Follow us on Twitter, check out Facebook. We would definitely love to see them. At number 2 today, the Grotti RSX, one of the most expensive cars in the game. It was added to the game in December of 2020, not very long ago, and it's based on the real-world Ferrari S490. Now, compared to other cars on the list, it doesn't look quite as cool or fancy, but by default, it drives really good. It's going to cost you a ridiculous, you ready? $3.4 million to buy it, but it's also going to get you up to an absurd 135 miles per hour. Now, the RSX has really good handling, and it's one of the best feeling cars on the list, although that's pretty subjective. I know, I get it. But this thing is very expensive, but it's super worth the money. Although, here we go, the segue. There's one car that has it beat in terms of raw horsepower. Are you ready? Here we go. At number 1 today, the Ocelot Paria. Now, this car was added to the game in late 2017 as part of the Doomsday Heist update, and as of this video's recording, I'm pretty sure it's the fastest car in the game. It's based on the real-world Ferrari 812, has a super sleek design complete with 2 seats and 6 gears. Now, the Ocelot is going to cost you $1.4 million at Legendary Motorsport, but it will also get you up to 136 miles per hour. So, would I recommend the car? Probably not. The handling is tough and the brakes are terrible, but once again, if you're a completionist of GTA Online, you want to own the fastest car in the game, head over to Legendary Motorsport, pull out your wallet, come out with a cool $1.4 million, and pick your Ocelot up today. I'm sure they have financing available. And there you have it. That is our list of the best supercars in GTA right now. You let us know where you agree or disagree. And would you like to see a top 10 cars we'd like to see in GTA 6? Depending on the timeline, it could be interesting. I'll see you guys soon.